Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse. This is a tutorial on how to get to Paradise Cove, one of the hidden locations in the game and one that you cannot jump directly to. Now, I love this location because getting here allows you to loot some weapons and gear, and it's usually not really well attended, so you're usually able to loot in peace. Now, if you found this helpful, please consider giving this video a like, and if you would like to subscribe, you're going to be able to keep abreast of any of the future upcoming tutorials I have, as well as any of the contests and giveaways. Now, I do like to give back to the community, so any money I make on my videos, I do like to give those in the form of giveaways back to the community. So, if you're subscribed, you'll know when those are coming up. Now, Paradise Cove has changed. It used to be actually a location on the moon of Lyra, which is over here, which is near ArtCorp, and so I was going there, but ever since 3.22 it had changed, and so I was trying to find it and couldn't find it. Turns out, if we look over here, Paradise Cove is now on Wallace, so you can see it here. It does show up on the map, but you can't set a route to go there. It is not a place that you can go to. You can only set a route for the moon itself. So I'm going to set the target of the moon, and I'm going to fly there, and once we're there, I'm going to show you how I found to get to Paradise Cove. Now, if you would like to see the process I use in order to make these tutorials, in order to find the location, all you need to do is click the link in the description below where I show the video of me actually finding this location. But we're just going to fly there, and once we're there, we're going to fly to order marker 4. Now, this is by no means the only way to get to Paradise Cove. In fact, there are multiple ways to get there, and I am putting together some other routes to test them out. If I find one that I think is a little bit better, I will put that onto my site. But currently, this is the one I like. I'm going to head over to order marker 4. Once at order marker 4, we're just going to aim towards the planet. Now, what we're looking for is on the top of our screen here. Right here, we have these numbers. And so what I'm looking at is I'm going to look towards, if we find here, ArtCorp mining area 56. That tells me I'm pretty much in the right spot. I'm just going to actually take off my jump drive now. We're going to actually slide over. So when we look at the top of our screen here, we are at about 154. That is what we're looking for. On this side here, we're going to look at about maybe negative 60 for my angle. So I'm going to actually aim back that way a little bit. So I'm at a 154, and we're going to actually aim a little bit up. It is a little bit finicky to get them both to kind of line up the way you want, but that should be good. We're looking at about 154 there and negative 57. That is good enough. We're just going to be flying towards this area here. Now, this area here is a little bit discolored at the moment, but if we were in daytime, it would actually look bright green. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hang out here for a bit until daytime arrives. And once it's daytime, once it's bright and light there, I'm going to show you what it looks like. But if you have about 154 on here and about negative 57 to negative 60 here, you're pretty much good to go. In fact, if I aim up a little bit and across a little bit, there we go. Now we got 154 and negative 59. That's pretty much perfect. And then you want to make sure that your reticule here, that your aiming is directly in the center, and we're going to mouse wheel up. And when we hit Control C, it's hands off, and we're on our way to Paradise Cove. But like I said, I'm going to wait a bit. I'm going to wait until it's brighter so that you can see what you're looking for. But once you know what you're looking for, even in the darkest dark of the night on this moon, it's very easy to find, and you're going to be there in no time. And that should pretty much do it. We got enough sun here just on the horizon. Now, if we look at our heading here, we're pretty much bang on. We're at about maybe 52, so I might want to move it just a little bit there to 54, negative 60, and if I zoom in now, we're starting to see this bluish green here, and we're aiming right for this section here where there's going to be some mountains. So once we are lined up, I'm just going to hit Alt-C and then hands off my keyboard. Now, when we look over on this side here, eventually where it says pitch negative 60, it's going to start going to altitude, showing about 28 kilometers above the surface, and that'll start counting down With this small ship like this, I can just be going at full speed, which is about 1,000 meters per second, and not let off my autopilot until about maybe 8 kilometers over the surface, maybe even less. If you have a large ship, you might want to start slowing down a little bit sooner. But I'm just going to just sit here, hands off the mouse, hands off the keyboard. I don't really have to do anything except for just kind of enjoy the view as we fly towards that bluey turquoise section of the moon. As we get closer to the surface, you will also notice a change happening at the top of the screen. So when we hit the atmosphere, the current heading of 154 is going to change along with the pitch. So if you suddenly look up and realize you're going in a different direction, you're not actually. It's just a bit of a change. So when that happens, we'll notice that change right away. So there we go. It's just happened, and we're at about 26 now. If you're pointing 26 to maybe 30, that's not too bad. And you can see we're at 24 kilometers above the surface. So if we look out here, we're just starting to enter atmosphere, and we can still see, if I look forwards a bit, this bluish color. And we're looking for these mountains right here. Specifically, we're going to notice this mountain. The peak actually will change a bit as we get closer. It'll actually reflect more what the actual mountain peak looks like. So I'll just kind of point right at that. So this one here, you'll see it'll actually kind of pop up a bit and get a bit taller as we get closer. So we're still at 13 kilometers above the surface. I'm not really too worried about that at the moment, but I might just go Alt-C to turn off my cruise control, and I'm going to mouse wheel down a little bit and just hold W. That way I'll be able to control my speed. But we're getting closer, and we're aiming for this mountain. You can see right there, it just popped up to a pointier peak as we got closer. That is exactly the mountain we're looking for. So I'm just going to aim right to the left of it, and we're just going to keep flying forwards. And once we get really close, that is it. So this new location, pretty easy to find. In fact, very easy to find because of that blue color on the surface and that giant mountain. Not really well defended. I kind of like the old Paradise Cove, where it was kind of in a little cove. Hence, I'm assuming why it was called Paradise Cove. So it made a lot of sense, and it was very defensible. But I don't think CAG wants it that defensible, because Jumptown events are all about being able to try to hold a position while other people can attack. So you still do have this one mountain on the one side, which could be good for actually attacking, because you can approach from that side. You could actually have a sniper up on that hill firing down into the cove. It is a pretty far distance, but potentially it would still work. But overall, it's pretty exposed for this location. If you have some other locations you want me to try to find that you can't just jump to, let me know, and I'll try to make guides for those as well. But this one here, we're very close to the actual location now. We just got to come in, and it's going to be right down in this area. So as we get closer, it'll just be at the base of the slope of this one mountain. So what you need to do is just watch for lights to show up. I'm going to put my landing gear down now because I'm notorious for forgetting and just doing little belly landings. And I'm going to slow down a little bit when I get closer here. And we're just going to start looking for those lights to pop up when we're about maybe a couple kilometers away. They'll start being able to show up. So if I zoom in even, we might be able to see them right around here somewhere. There they are. I just saw one right there. There is the location. So the lights are on. It's in the shadow. The sun isn't quite high enough for it to show up yet, but that's all right. We're just going to land right in front of the Paradise Cove here, and I'll show you the places I like to loot in this location and the route that I like to take. Now, if this is good enough for you, if you found it, you want to explore it on your own, you'll see it's just a very easy place to find. Just need to land. And let's go check out the cove, see what kind of things we can find. And hopefully, this will be something that is going to stay for a while. So currently, the patch is 3.22. This is the new location. If it changes, if there's a new location and this is no longer working, let me know in the comments and I will update the description of this. So if you're not sure if this is still valid, look at those descriptions and see if this has changed. I'll pin a comment on the top if this is no longer the location of Paradise Cove. So I'm going to go up here. I didn't see any container there. Normally I see a container there. If there is one, there'll be one sitting right on these boxes here. You'll also sometimes see one right there. And there is one here this time. Perfect. So we'll go see. This is one of the weapons ones. This one doesn't have weapons. Does have a star kitten helmet. And a undersuit. So we'll just transfer all of those to local inventory. Currently we can do that in game. Sometimes there is a box here, and there is. Perfect. This one is the medical boxes, so it has all the different medical components and things that you could use, some of the different pins. We got one in here. Got some armor, legs, and arms. Now you could go up there. I don't like going up the ladder because it is dependent on server rates. Sometimes there is a box right here. I didn't see one. Sometimes there's a box here. I don't see one. And if there's a box up that ladder, you can find out by checking in this direction. So I'm going to go over here. Sometimes there's a box right here. I don't see one. And then there is a box there that was up the ladder. So instead of climbing that ladder, because of the low gravity, you can jump over and grab that box. More medical components. And then I just go back to that pathway. Sometimes there's a box there. Sometimes there. And go through here. Sometimes there's a box right here. And sometimes down on top of these boxes. But I don't see one on those boxes today. And then the last place up top I check is here. I don't see one. So now I'm going to go down here. And we're going to go inside. So in here, during a Jumptown event, this place is producing drugs that you can sell in 2 locations. Sometimes there's a box here. I don't see one at the moment. I'd never find anything in this section, but this is where the drugs are produced. They come out of this container here. You'll sometimes find boxes here, like this one. What do we have here? Armor, chest armor. So we got a core now. Sometimes there's a box right here. I don't see one. Sometimes right here and here, which I see one in both of those locations. So we'll grab this. This is another medical box. It is. And handguns, potentially. Oop, why was that not working? There we go. What do we have? We got a couple handguns, a Wild Blast. We got some ammo clips. We got a grenade. Not bad. Now you can buy drugs here to sell. I don't tend to do that. At least not in a while. Maybe I would try that again. But we have 20 SCU of Neon and ETAM available here. Don't bother with the waste. We can put those in your ship if you want. There is a crate here. This one's got a sniper rifle, looks like. Yeah, a P6LR. We have usually the clips that come in the cases match the guns that you find there. Also has a multi-tool medical attachment. There's sometimes a box right here. I don't see one. This is the other drug dispensary. There's a crate right here this time. Another sniper rifle. Another 2 different sniper rifles. Excellent. Gonna move those. Then look around this corner. Sometimes there's a box there. Sometimes there's a box there. And usually I find a box here, which I didn't know about this one for the longest time, and I was kicking myself wondering how many times I've passed by this location. 2 more sniper rifles. That seems to be the one I'm finding a lot lately, is the 2 sniper rifles in the box. And there's a box here. And that is it. We're back at our entrance where we came in. So we've got some more legs and a Pembroke helmet, but the like subscriber edition of the Pembroke helmet. Cool. And we're back. This is the beginning. This is where we came in. So that is a quick loot of Paradise Cove. Easy to find, easy to get to, and if you are just starting out and you want to do some bunker missions, you want some weapons but you don't really have the money, or you really just don't like having to buy weapons when you can just go grab them and loot them, look at what we found. Look at all the gear we found with one. We got some med pens, we got some cool stuff that you can't normally find, like the Pembroke helmet, which I think you could sell for like 1,500 maybe. It's a pretty good value helmet, and the Star Kitten helmet, which is a pretty cool looking helmet, and one I don't think you can actually buy in game. So I'm just going to go in here, hit I, I'm going to move all, and now that's all in my ship here. If I bed logged and then came back, but I can't bed log in this ship, I could go to a different server, hop from one place like the US servers to the Australian servers, and that switches your shard that you're in, and you'd be able to loot again. Pretty cool. And also, if you just leave stuff in local inventory while you're doing that, if something goes wrong, it's really not a big deal, because you will have all that stuff safely held in local inventory where no one else can access it, so it's safe for you to get whenever you want. So we're back into space very quick. if I point right back down at the planet again, you can see those green mountains. Very easy to find on this planet. So once you know where to look, this is a pretty easy location to find. So that is it. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully I will see you all soon in the verse. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy your visit to Paradise Cove.